like a Hellcat.
Hello guys, this is me, Wolkenstern. It's the first video of my new so-called Mobile Legends X lane matchup series where I talk about specific lane matchups for this match. I'm not talking about lane matchups in general, I'm just speaking about specific lane matchups in this or that lane. So it's morely focused on the 1v1 situations rather than on the overall team composition, which is another topic I won't touch for now. As you can see, I'm using this emblem on Uranus. Most people prefer to play with consecutive plus, which gives more damage when you get damaged. However, most other people prefer to play Uranus with the support emblem, which gives you extra mana regen, which is the preferred option for most Uranus players, since most of them don't really want to rely on the magic book, and especially for early game most Uranus players struggle a lot with their mana consumption, and this way the support emblem is the easiest way to play Uranus in this current meta. However, on this specific game I decided to play Uranus with this tank emblem because it gives you more sustain on the lane and on later fights, since once your HP are below 40% you get extra physical defense and extra magical defense, which could be important if you're up against some strong opponents, like in this case Uranus vs Hilda matchup. And what you need to know first is that I'm using this build on Uranus, which is quite unusual considering most people start with the book first and then by Oracle and then Thunderbolt, but most people just don't play with Thunderbolt at all and just skip this part. They go for Queen's Wings and then Dominance Eyes. Most Uranus builds have, Oracle is a must-have item for Uranus, but the order in which Uranus players are buying Oracle varies from Uranus player to player, so it's better if you find your own style. Before we jump straight into the match, I want you to notify that a huge task for my random 5Q I got it for this evening, for this match, and it wasn't a scrim match or something like that, it was just a ranked match. So let's focus on the game now. As you can see, Hilda is already taking the first few trades on me. I get damaged and yeah, I need to back off slowly, and she's forcing me away from my minion wave, which is really important as I pause this moment. With this, Hilda can deny me farm and XP, and I am not able to get near the minions without getting hit from Hilda. And as you can see, as you can see this being played out, Hilda usually wins the trades afterwards, in the early game at least. So I had to get creative in how I'm getting my XP and gold back. So I stayed in the bush and waited. Sometimes not fighting is the best option in early game. As you can see, I was still in minion range to get the gold. Hilda spotted me out, and that does really nice damage onto me. I missed that one minion sadly there. And there I tried to do some trades with Hilda, It's quite hard to trade with Hilda, if I'm honest with you, in the early game. So better you don't try this at home. Well, at least in game. I had to use my spell and had to recall immediately, since I can't since she can just deny my farm and I can't contest her right now. In the meantime, my team is doing team stuff on the bot lane, having some fun and so on. But yeah. They're just doing stuff, and Mia's maybe dying here. Yep, she's dead. Back to my matchup. Okay, you need to know Uranus needs at least some gold in there, or else he can't get this book, let alone his oracle. And with this Hilda, it was quite a rough early game. Respect to props to Hilda. She did really well in the early game, as you can see with the trades here and there. She's already at level 4, whereas I'm just at level 2. Okay, let's pause the video for now. Well, Hilda has the advantage, as you can see, with the gold, 400 gold up against Uranus, and she can bully practically every Uranus out of the lane if she's doing it, if she's executing it properly. That's what you need to remember if you're in this matchup. Uranus against Hilda, either Uranus player or Hilda player. In the early game, you need to bully out the Uranus out of the early game, out of his lane, and deny him as much farm as possible, because as you will see later on, Uranus is just getting more and more tank here for Hilda to deal with. I want you also to pay attention to the minion waves. Right now I let the minions just push in so that they are nearer to my tower, so that I can focus on just getting the XP and gold from them without ever being endangered too hard to get just bang from Hilda. As you can see, this later being played out now. I'm just freezing the minions, doing absolutely nothing, because I know I can't 101 the Hilda right now. I just need my first item, or at least my first 2 items, in order to do actually something against her. As Hilda player, you actually want to avoid this situation, because you see, this is a safe way for me to for getting minions, whereas Hilda, well, she can just wait. Yeah. Now she's freezing the minions because my cannon minion is a bit too far forward. But actually, now Hilda should have contested me earlier, before I get something. As you can see, I get this minion, and well, I got at least a minion. You gotta do what you gotta do. And Hilda was not pressuring me high enough, and that's why I got already the second minion from this wave. I need to be honest, at this moment Hilda didn't play clean in the early game. She couldn't deny me all the farm, and I got my level 4, and I'm slowly crawling back, as you can see also at the gold standings. And Hilda, yeah, as you can see, you can't 101 her in the early game. You just need to stay patient and focus on getting as much gold as possible without dying. She's just bullying me dead hard right now in the laning phase. Yeah, I'm just staying under my turret to get gold. Turret plates already falling, and this is the way to get safe gold. See, I'm not trying to engage Hilda that often unless I have to, because it isn't just necessary in this matchup in the early game. I know I just missed their minion, but it's not easy to stay calm if you're against the Hilda in early game. She's not. There's a reason why she's banned quite often right now, and why she's prioritized from many places. As you can see, I actually managed to stabilize the gold to some extent. Hilda, of course, still 300 gold up to Uranus and me, but she slowed down and is actually just, well, giving me farm. But that's what I wanted. Just getting the minions and minions and minions, and let's fast forward. Just farming a bit here and there. Hilda, well, she's just doing things, and my team in the meantime is losing the rest of the map, but it doesn't really matter for this video. We are just focusing on my matchup. As the rest of the map is something different, team play and so on. Well, Mia getting dunked on, and bye Mia. Okay, back to my top lane. I actually managed to extend the trades that far that I got my 4 stacks on Hilda, which is the situation you want to be in as Uranus. 4 stacks, having low cooldowns. You can bully out the Hilda. She just have she would have just had to run away. Hilda survives quite luckily, and I'm just dead now. I was a bit too greedy now for the Hilda. I didn't want to let her escape, and this was my demise in the end. But as you can see later, this Hilda was a bit too greedy too. Hilda leaving, Ling leaving the lane, and now comes my bro, Delcrit. Bam, in his face. Fast forward, back to Uranus action. There I am, and just doing some trading with Hilda. At this point, you can now trade as Uranus quite easily with Hilda. You're level 8 or 9, and you have already completed your first item, so you can already do some things. I decided to go for this matchup a different order. I needed the book first because Oracle gives you an advantage just late into the game. In the meantime, mid and bot lane losing happens, I guess. We're a bit behind, but this matchup at the top lane has been probably equal equal in the terms of that we didn't get ganked at all. If you're playing by the playbook, you shouldn't gank on Uranus, but right now I got a kill on Hilda because she was too greedy and overestimated her damage, which gave me now the possibility to push out the lane and finally get my first turret of the game. As this plays out, blah 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 blah. I got a visitor in structure. He should just have come to me. I had to use my purifier, of course, but it was worth it in the end. Yeah, my team, again, well, they're trying their best at least. Fast forward again. Yeah, just doing some minions, going for my second item. Yeah. And my team is slowly crawling back into the game after that disastrous early game. After my greedy decision at the beginning too. So, well, things are looking slowly bright again in the world. I get 3 gold, have already completed almost my second item, I guess. Yeah, almost, yeah. And I'm just pushing the tower because I've got nothing else to do, and I'm just annoying the two a bit. What you need to know when I just pause it, if you see someone with 5 HP and you know that you hit your first skill, you need to make the correct decision making. Either you commit fully to the play and risk being stunned, whatever, damaged. You need to commit to it if you want to get the kill. If you don't commit to it, you shouldn't chase someone, and you need to make sure that you hit your skills. Especially the second skill will be important for if you are tower diving someone, as you can see here. I think Chu doesn't really survive. Oh wait, he survived, sorry. But he had to use his flicker, and I'm getting the turret for free. This is ideal situation. You got your 2 towers as Uranus. Hilda was busy doing other stuff and just letting you do your things. When you're playing Uranus, you can play for your team, but you don't have to. And as you can see, I'm doing now my 1v2 classic as Uranus. You have all been there if you are playing Uranus actively. And it was close, but if you've been playing Uranus for a while, you can exactly calculate how much damage you can take and at what moment you need to go away from these trades. I'm almost again at full HP and everything is fine. And fast forward a bit. Yeah, well, now since the 2 towers on the top lane are gone, I'm now focusing more on the team fights for my team, because we slowly should win our game if we want anything to get done for. They got already the first Lord, which is quite upsetting, but hey, it's not over yet. We are winning team fights now with our team comp slowly, and the enemy team's composition is slowly starting to fall off. It takes some time, but if you get it done, it feels just great as Uranus. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, he got the kill on me, but I didn't want to talk about this. Yeah, fast forward a bit. They got the 2 towers back on the top lane, and the rest of the game isn't that interesting. Well, the match is basically quite over. If they had executed it properly, our opponents surely would have gotten away with the win, but they decided not to do so, I guess. And we had here a big team fight, and I think this resulted in the win almost immediately. Yeah, just stay on the front line as Uranus. You can do this. You're Uranus, you're tanky, you have late game, you have got 3 items already, almost 4. But don't be too greedy. And once they wasted some of the ults onto you, you can just trade and poke and do everything as Uranus and get your stacks and just kill everyone. As you can see here, never focus Uranus in a team fight unless you can burst him down in 3 seconds. And yeah, this was basically a team fight which was won by us, because they executed it poorly. I see so many matches getting decided because of bad focus decisions and team fights, focusing tanks or supports over ADCs or mages, which are more important later on, because, well, without an ADC you can't do a lord properly, except you have already a pet assassin or fighter who can do lords, but you get what I mean, right? And the game is pretty much over now. Yeah, I think the GG is coming off soon. Yeah, Helcott is staying here a bit, and here's the win. Yeah, some tower shots here and there. Okay, let's summarize what we gathered together in this video. First of all, you never forget that you are weak side in the early game as Uranus if you're against Hilda, which means you can also be ganked at the early game, so you need to look out for that. Before level 4, Uranus is really squishy, so if you're up against Uranus and you are playing Hilda in this matchup or any other fighter, keep that in mind, that you can call your jungler and tell him to gank first the Uranus, since pre-level 4 he's an easy target. After level 4 your jungler needs to make the right decisions, but pre-level 4 you can always gank Uranus, since he's too squishy to escape in most cases if he's having bad trades against for in this Hilda matchup specifically. Keep that in mind. Weaker early game, but stronger mid game and late game, as you saw in the trades later on, and that solo kill on Hilda, and that 1v2 situations where Uranus survived with Bakshi and Shu, and in team fights too tanky to be taken down. These are all things you have to keep in mind when playing Uranus. You are peeling and strong, but not in the early game. You have to get your golden minions. On the opposite side, if you're playing against Uranus, deny him every single minion if you can, and just make his life hell. I've seen already some games where I got denied almost every single minion wave on weak side Uranus, and I even had to buy at one point the mask, but that's a topic for another video. I hope you enjoyed this little lane matchup guide against Hilda if you're the Uranus player, or against Uranus if you're the Hilda player. Just keep in mind, early game belongs to Hilda, mid game, late game belongs to Uranus, and and keep in mind that you shouldn't let Uranus allow yourself to get 4 stacks on you if you're the Hilda player or any other player later on in mid game and late game, because 4 stacks to Uranus, it's hard. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you feel free to like and share and subscribe to this channel to see more of this lane matchup guides in the future, and see you next time.